Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you a brilliant game played by Croatian chess player Branko Lovric. His opponent is Muhamad Sinanovic from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the game was played in 1998 in Pula, which is a city in Croatia. But before starting our game, first want to sharpen your tactical skills. Please take a look at this position and try to find mate in 2. The task is actually very easy and I'm sure that in a blink of a second you found the solution. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Back to our main board, and now without further ado, let's get started with this fascinating game and see what happened on the board. Lovric opened up with b3. This is Larsen's opening. With this move, white is preparing an immediate fianchetto of the queenside bishop, and as said, the b2 bishop is often a source of recurring irritation for black. With this move, white is inviting black to occupy the center himself, but later this bishop will really put a very useful pressure on black's kingside. After d5 we have bishop b2, knight f6, e3, bishop f5, f4. The characteristic feature of Larsen's opening is that this opening usually transposes to bird's opening. We have a very typical bird's opening position where, relying on the strength of this queenside bishop, white is launching an attack on the king's side. e6 was played, knight f3, bishop e7, bishop d3. Well, this looks somewhat strange because usually white is either developing his bishop on e2 square or is also announcing a check from b5 when the pawn stands on c5 and is exchanging the light squared bishop. But in our game we have bishop d3, bishop takes d3, c takes d3, black castles kingside, and d4. Well, this move is blocking the dark squared bishop's diagonal, but later black himself would offer to open up that diagonal. Meanwhile, we have a5, a3, white wants to meet a4 with b4, b6, white castles kingside, and c5. Not sure that this is a good strategy for black, because in this case white is managing to open up the long diagonal for the bishop. Probably black should have chosen a different strategy, but in our game we have c5, knight c3, knight a6, knight e5, bishop d6, and this time we have knight b5. White cavalry found really great outposts, right? That's why Sinanovic decided to start getting rid of them, played knight c7. In here we have knight takes d6, queen takes d6, and rook f3. A very typical rook maneuver in bird's opening. The rook is coming to put pressure on black's king's side. a4 and rook g3. White is not even paying attention what's going on the queen side. Overlooking white's next threat, Sinanovic captured on b3, but this is losing. Instead, it was better to think about safety of his own king. A move like knight c8 or g6 could have been better, but in our game we have a takes b3. Here comes d takes c5. Branko Lovric used his chance and instantly opened up the long diagonal for his bishop. And once this bishop jumps into the game, white is winning. B takes c5, and in here you can pause the video and try to find white's next moves. Ready? Well, look, white first played d takes c5 in order to open up the bishop's diagonal, but still this knight on e5 is blocking the bishop's path. That's why in here we have an absolutely staggering knight d7 move. Look at this, guys. With this knight sacrifice, white is putting a very powerful pressure on f6 square. Black accepted the knight sacrifice and captured on d7. Of course, you can't play knight takes d7 because of this. Rook takes g7. That's why in our game we have queen takes d7, and in here, of course, in here there is no need to capture on f6 because black can answer with g6. That's why we have another brilliant move, rook takes g7. Look at this beauty, guys. Now if king takes g7, then the queen is joining the attack and black king is getting checkmate hit, or if move like king h8, this time bishop takes f6 and we have a checkmate. Let's go back. After rook takes g7, black played king h8, and only now we have bishop takes f6. Now white is threatening to move back his rook and checkmate black king. That's why black played knight e8, attacked white bishop, but In here, Branko Lovric made a move and black resigned. Can you find white's next move? Ready? Well, white simply forced his opponent to accept the rook sacrifice and went for rook g8 double check, though I have to tell you that rook takes h7 is equally strong. After rook g8 check, if you capture on g8 with your king, then the queen is jumping into the attack and black king is getting checkmated. That's why after rook g8 check we have a resignation. A very brilliant attack by Branko Lovric. The way he managed to make use of the weakness of the long diagonal, I find very instructive. Thanks for watching. In the end, here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.